before I start with the next slide, I'll just show you a Tableau screen. How does it look like? Okay. So this is a Tableau screen. So how does it look like is a simple, so this area where I'm holding my mouse is the area where, we do most of our work, which is called, war zone or whatever. There are different names. So yes, this would be on events, right? So so this is the area where we have a lot of stuff. We'll play around with it. These are columns and rows, simple. So this would act as my column variables, and this would act as my row variables. So there are a lot of, so on my left, I'm pulling something out of the front. So these are the type of visualization we can do, and we can play around with it. There will be a lot. So here we'll have your dimensions. Here we'll have measures. And there are a lot of options here. So this is a PowerPoint presentation mode. Something you want to highlight. This screen, everything. So now let's see data. So now why do we use Tableau? Now this is the reason we use that. Number one, you can create Tableau data extract file, TDE files, which are very simple to understand, very simple to email, lighter files. You can connect this to directly. You can use any Microsoft Excel file directly. You can use any text file, CSV file directly, and any workbook directly. You can use Tableau Server. Tableau comes on a two-way. One is a server and a desktop. So you can connect to a server license. Server license, why server license? And on enterprise mode, for example, if you have made a dashboard and you wanted to publish it to all your employees or to all the staff in a department, Tableau Server can be used. So in that case, you can also have controls that, okay, this person would only be allowed to view. This person would also allow to edit. This person can also comment. This person can delete. So you can have user access level. So much so that I can create one single dashboard. And in that single dashboard, for example, I write one. So for example, I have marked. So I have a dashboard where I have marks of all the students for my reference. But I want you guys to see only your marks. So I'll only create one dashboard. And that can be automatically emailed to you, wherein you will be able to see only your marks. So filter level thing, right? So let's see. So you can connect it with Hadoop, Firebird, Google Analytics, Google BigQuery, Vertica. Someone told that he have used Vertica, so you can connect with Vertica, IBM, Hadoop, Hive, PowerPoint. Power Pivot, SQL Server. Someone was asking SQL Server, MySQL. So Arvind. So here it goes, you can connect it with MySQL, Oracle, so everything. SQL, SAP HANA, Sybase, Teradata, Salesforce, you can connect. And if you don't find in the list, you have ODBC. So for MongoDB, try ODBC. I think you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to do it. And if it is not there, you connect, you get extras. This comes free with it. So you get connectors. So when you get connector, you will be able to do it. Okay, so someone is asking, is this a free software? No, it's not a free software. So, but the trial version is free, and trial version will be more than enough for us to access this. Of course, a lot of, if you are a student and if you have a student iCard, you can get 1 year free version of Tableau for that matter. Right? So there are a lot of things, and you can connect to it to almost all possible database, and that is what makes Tableau interesting. And second thing, I can connect to two kinds of Oracle. Yes, even Oracle. So so if you see, Oracle is here. Sandeep, the cost of license depend upon your enterprise, right? So depend upon the vendor you're taking from, everything. Yes, the public license is free, right? Right. Yes, I will assist when we enroll. I'll assist you with downloading, how to get the free version, everything. So don't have to worry on that, right? So when we start the course, we'll make sure that you don't face problem in downloading and using it. So we'll try to do it. Satinder, it's very affordable. It's very, very affordable. That's why we are doing it. Now let's come back here and we'll take all these questions easily. Number one, why are we using it? Because, for example, if you are in your organization and your life, if you are using multiple data sources, for example, if you are having MySQL, Microsoft SQL, Oracle, or 10 to 15 databases. Now, if you want few variables or few tables from one database, few from another, and few from another, the problem is it's very tough for you to do it. Here you can connect multiple databases together and use all this to create one single report or one single dashboard, right? It can be used as an ETL, and it can also act as a live connection. So you can, so for example, for Google Analytics, you can use it live. For everything, either use it live or you can connect it on ETL. For example, I'll just try to show. No, this will not work. So if I take Microsoft Excel and I take I try to link a Excel sheet here, it will give me an option of taking an extract, which is an ETL, and also a live connection, which talks to my database live. In ETL case, you also can tell Tableau that when do you want it to refresh the data. So I've connected an Excel sheet, and it's now showing me all the tables here. So all the sheets here. So if I drag one here, on the above it shows me live or extract. So and add filters, right? Right. So you can extract, you can do live connections, everything else. Let me show you something interesting. So I guess few of you know database, you know how to write SQL queries and things. So for those, you can also write SQL queries inside this. So let me try to do that for you. So okay, it's working something in the background. So I go back. So I'm not connecting to a SQL database. I'm showing it dummy to you. So if I take again a wine data set. Okay, so someone is asking me what is extract. So we'll try to cover what is extract. Extract is taking the entire data and dumping it in your system and using it there. Live is, it does not changes when your database changes. Live is it changes real time. So that's the difference. Anyway, so okay, so again I was trying to show you something. So what I was trying to show you is that if I go to Microsoft Excel, click on this data set, and okay, and there is an okay. So I do something called open with legacy connection. So what I get an option here is new custom SQL. So I can drop any database here and write a SQL query, right? SQL query, any SQL query, and this SQL query will run the moment you go to the worksheet. So that's also power you get here. So you can just write a SQL query and run it here, right? Okay, so I'm going to close this stuff right now. We'll go back to the presentation and we'll go back to the more structured form in which I planned the entire webinar, right? Great. So we were talking about why Tableau. You can connect multiple sources. You can change dashboard on the fly. You have administrator level services and a lot more, right? And not only Tableau, will be covering one freeware which is called Node Excel in our sessions, which helps you to make network diagram. So if you go to your Facebook or your Twitter account, you can make network chart and find out who are the important people, which people to target. If you want a viral marketing, which are those guys to target. So I'll try to show you something in Node Excel at the end of the session. So data visualization with Tableau. Why? Because a lot with Tableau, but a small part with say Node Excel. Will try to integrate R, Python, and other statistical tool with Tableau and see what if I run a regression in R, how can I import or export or push my output to Tableau? Or can I write R code inside Tableau and see the output? Can I make parameters? Can I do a lot of other things with Tableau when it comes to things, right? So this is the overall what we are going to do today. Okay, so we'll take a data source, so which is called retail superstore chain. So this is how the data looks like. So these are the variables, and this is one example data. So I have category of the product which they say which are available out there. For example, binder and binders accessories. I guess you know what binders are, like file binders or something like that. City, container. How is the product packed? Continent, country and region. Customer name, customer segment. He's a consumer, retailer, wholesaler, or who else. Department of the product. So this comes under office supplies. Item name. So this is the exact item name, the order date of the item, order priority, is it critical, not critical, postal code of the place where it needs to be delivered, region, east, west, north, south, center. So this is one part, right? shipping date, shipping mode, state, customer ID, discount, order ID, order quantity, product base margin, profit. So this is minus 15, that is loss of $15, sales, total sales, shipping cost, and unit price. So these are the variables which we have. So for you, I'll again go through it once fast. Category, city, container, continent, country and region, customer name, customer segment, department, item, order date, order priority, postal code, region, ship date, ship mode, state, customer ID, discount, order ID, order quantity, margin, profit or loss, sales, shipping cost, and unit price. Right? Okay. So tell me one thing. So I would like to know your views. What is the basic or the first dashboard I should make, or first graph I should make, or one insight which I should surely do? Yes, this is a one item, one transaction. This is one transaction. So someone told me let's do a bar chart. So if you want to speak or type something, just give me a request. I'll unmute you, but we'll try to do that last. Profit and loss chart, sales trend, great. Now let's see. So I've done something like this. Profit by city. So in US, I'm trying to see which are the cities where I'm selling what. So the dark color shows profit and the light color would show me losses. So I'm trying to make this. Now how do I make this? I just have city names. I do not have latitude and longitude or any geographical dimensions or geographical data. And I'm trying to see what I am selling where. So this is what, so okay, let me rephrase. What does this chart tells you? How do you, or what are the insights you gain from this chart? Right, we'll do the sales trend, profit and loss, everything. But what are the insights you get from this chart? Right, profit in each city of US, allocation of profit, market segmentation, very nice. City-wise profit, great. We'll know which region I'm getting customer from. That's also very interesting. Right. So what else can I do from this chart? So what shall I do from this chart to make it much more insightful? Let's see. So now let's go to the software and do it. So before that, I'll just show you what all we'll be doing on this chart, and then we'll go to software and try to. Yes, we'll do. So the next thing which we'll be trying to do is, so someone gave me this, someone told me a trend analysis, profit and sales trend analysis. So I'm doing something called sales versus profit trend analysis by date. So one of my axis represents sales and one of my axis represents profit. So I see that, okay, so whenever profit increases, does it increase or not, and so on and so forth. Right, right. So we will come to all this question in a while. Right. So now again, profit, sales and trend. So that was a trend chart, profit and sales. This is another chart. So it shows me in a much more better way that where is my profit and sale and how it is rotating and how it is fluctuating. Right. So let's see this, and we'll try to answer all these quarter wise and things in a while. Right. Let's see. So what do I do when I have to make this chart? So very simple. So you see this data set. So all this variable which I was talking about, category, container, customer name, customer segment, department, item are mentioned here. And all the measures, all other variables are mentioned here. Now what are dimensions? Dimensions in simple terms are non-numerical things. Basically elements which are not used in calculation but are used for explaining your data. And measures are calculations, number wherein you would like to do sum, average, everything. Right? So these are the things. Now, the moment you have something called city, region or continent in your data set, what does Tableau do? Would automatically generate latitude and longitude for you. So the moment I have something called continent, it will automatically generate latitude and longitude for me. Right. So, so what is this? Mapping item. So what I did, I took country, state, city and postal code and made it in hierarchy. So what is this hierarchy? So on the top would come country, below this would come state, below that would come city, and below that would come postal code. So for example, if in India, if you are doing India, so country, or Asia, India, say Delhi, one place in Delhi and postal code. So you'll be able to drill down. So I've created a hierarchy. My dates are taken as date directly, right? Shipping date is again a date. This is again a date. Now, what is this symbol for? These are called groups. So I made a group. So I created few suppliers and created a new group. So we'll learn all this when we do the course, but understand? So what is a group? I took 10 different variables and merged it together to make a group, right? Okay. So these are my thing, right? So someone is asking me from where it get latitude and longitude data. Tableau does it from an online server, which is there with Tableau. You just have to connect yourself with internet. It will automatically take it. Right. So we'll try to play with this chart. So what I'm trying to do, I have just dropped latitude and longitude, and I have done something called, so I have dropped profit as my color. So my profit would be my color. The less the profit is the red color, the more the profit is green color. Now let's see it a bit. So I go to edit color and try to do something. I say let's go to advanced and let's make something like, let's try to do this and see what happens. Right. So start and okay. So I want to change the palette. So I would like to do, say, stepped color, and I'll make it 432 color. That I just want red and green. So I do not want to know how deep is the profit and how much or how less. I just want to know profit and loss. So when I do this, all state which are giving me profit, even be it $1, would be green. The moment it is lost would be red. In the previous case, what it was showing me a shade. So the shade was what? The shade was telling me how much profit and how less profit. But what I did again, I went here, I edited the color, I made it step equal to 2, that is only 2 color, and I wanted profit and loss. That's it, right? And so what I'm doing, so here what you can do, right now I'm only looking at United States of America, right? If I want to, let's play with it bit. So I remove, what I want to do is, let me see the entire world together. So I am a global seller. So okay, this is my sales. So which all country am I selling in profit, or which all country I'm selling in loss, I'm able to see this here directly. But I want to only see Brazil. So let me see what's my Brazil looks like. So this is how my Brazil looks like. How do my Canada also looks like? So this is how my Brazil and Canada looks like. So how is China looking like? So I can't see China properly. So I'll remove Brazil and Canada and look at China. So there are few places in China looking like a loss. So when I put my mouse here, I find the name of the state. I find the country. I find, is it profit or loss? So it's profit. Loss, $6,000 loss, it's red. And if it is a profitable area, okay, so it shows me green. Okay, let's look at an area which looks very, which we are comfortable with. Oh, great. So we see that there are areas in India where there is profit and there are losses. So it's on tagged likewise, right? So now let me take some questions which are there. So if I am not connected to net, you not get latitude and longitude because it's real time. How did dimensions show up within Tableau? So Tableau decides automatically that which are dimensions and which are measures. You can convert it at your own discretion. You go here, change data type, you can convert it your wish. So you can make it anything you like. But Tableau reads few data automatically. For example, customer ID is not a measure, right? So what I'll do is I'll go here and tell Tableau, this is not measure, this is string. So my customer ID should not be here, and I'll go and drag and drop. My customer ID comes in measures. So dimensions, right? Okay. Is Tableau for small data? It is for the tiniest data to the biggest data. Where some areas in India are either green or red. So the green areas are profit making area, the red area are loss making area. So we have defined it that way. So anything below 0 would be red, anything above 0 or 0 would be green. Okay. Right. So what else can we do here? What else can we do? So we have, India map. We have done something like that. Let's do something quick advanced. We'll try to do this. So I take something called, let me take something called, I have profit, I have sales. So let me take sales and drop here. So I take sales and drop here. right? And I would like to do something with sales. So let me do what with sales? Okay, so I'll try to make a dual axis with sales. Okay, and I'll say no, make it a field map. Okay, right. So what have I done? So on top of sales, I have sized my circles. So the bigger circle it is, the higher sale it is. The smaller circle it is, the less sales it is. Color, darker it is, more lighter it is, less sales. Now let's do something. Or no, what we have done is very interesting. So the size of the circle represent what? It represents profit. And the color of the circle represent the sales. So let's see something interesting. So do we have something interesting here? No, we don't have something interesting, but let me see some other country. If I get China. So in China, let me see. So there can be a place where my sales are less, but profit are very, very high, right? Is it possible in China, or is this not possible in China? So let me see all the country together and find out a place where my sales is less, but my profit is high. So a small circle with a dark green color would represent something like that. So here I see. So here my sales is high, profit is high. Comparatively here my sales is high, profit is high. Here my sales is low, profit is low. Here somewhere I see my sales is low compared to other region, but sales is high but profit is low. So the size, so what I did is basically I took two parameters together. The size would represent profit and the color would represent sales. Yes, California too. Right. Great. So this is one thing which we tried tweaking. So what we did is basically we came from this kind of one simple element and we came up to, this is one. Right. So, and we came here. So I would not see all together. It makes it very, very bad to look at. So I'll just see United States of America. So this is one thing which we are trying to see, right? We can, of course, you can do a lot of things. If you remove the circle, I'll just see by color. So this is how the color look like. And you can do a lot of things. You can put circle inside this blocks itself. So for example, if I say order ID and let us do it. So order ID, I'll try to say go to measure. I do not want to count. I want to count my order ID, and I'll try to make it a dual axis. Okay. So here I go and say keywords. This is the one. This is the one which is a map. So make it a map. So what it's trying to do is it's making small areas. Now this is not properly visible. Why it is not visible? The number of orders IDs are too much. So there are ways to play around. So if you see, this is it looks like a US map to some extent, and where right. So but how do we do this? Would be talked about in the class better, but I'll try to show you something. So okay, let me do this. Okay. Let me do. Right. So this is one area which I was trying to show, that how can you play around with map and things like that. And again, you can do dual chart and triple chart and so on and so forth. Right. No, columns should not be on y-axis. And it depends. You can rotate this map also. Just rotate this map. It will rotate. So, but if you don't, but a map by default would be structured this way. But if you do not want a map, you just want say a dot plot. So for example, I do not want a map. I want say just a dot plot. So I can do anything. You can change your parameters and do whatever patterns you want. Right? Okay, I made a simple chart for you guys. So this is profit and customer name. So which customer gives me how much money. I can sort it in ascending order, descending order, and so on and so forth. So again, this one again, ascending order, descending order. So you can also do a lot of things. For example, number of orders would be my color I can make. So I'll do something called count. So count to tell me the number of orders placed by some person. Someone can give me a lower, so this guy gives me a relatively lower profit, but has maximum orders, has given me more orders, and so on and so forth. So for example, let's try to do something. So if I take item and put it on color, let's see what happens. Did I drop? Yeah. So what it's trying to, so there are n number of items. So this color coding has come on item. So which item is purchased by which? So like Frank is mostly purchasing 3 kind of items. So green, purple, and dark green. And here are your keys. So a lot of things you can do. So here is profit and sales chart. So what I did is basically I took week. Here is my weeks, and one of my purple color would gives me profit, red color would gives me sales, and it shows me how my profit and sales are, playing a role in my business. So what I do is, let's see something interesting. I plus this. So what happens? Anybody? What happened here? What did I do? I did something. So what happened? Okay, I'll show it to you again. Yes, the scale change. From week I went to daily chart. So let's do something else. Let me go to, someone was asking quarter. So let me go to quarter. So here is my quarter, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. I do 1 plus, it gives me month. You again do a plus, it will give you, so I'll remove this now. So this gives me month. And you can go on, you can dig deeper as long as you want, or as much as you want, right? So this can be done in one way, and I'll try experimenting something which just click. So this is month. So I click here, it becomes day, right? Or let me do one more. So I go to year first. So this is my year, annual data. This I go to quarter data. This I go to monthly data, and this I'll go to daily data. So this is one way you can do it, or another way is very simple. So another way is I play around here. Month, day, week. I can go by week also. Let's see. Let me go by week. So I have something called week number, or let me show you something interesting. Custom date. I can go here, month, day, year, and you can find exact dates. 1st January, 2nd January. So I can go month, day, year, and you can, keep scrolling. You want to see the single screen. So I go fit width, and it shows me in a single screen. It looks hazy. So this looks better. This is how you can do, or more option. I can put this in filters, range of dates, next, okay, and I can show quick filters. So what happened? I get a, just a second. So I get a filter here. Choose your date range. So this will help me to choose my date range. Okay, these are the dates I want to see, right? And there are a lot of things you can, you can change the way it works. So if the initial date would be fixed or final date is fixed. So there's n number of way you can do, right? So today, okay, last 3 days, last 4 days, months, weeks, week to day, month to day. That is, so this is really dynamic. It will track today's date and 1 month before. So tomorrow you will come, it will track tomorrow date and things before. So that is, these are also things which you can play with. So I'll just go to what we were, right? So this would be, also Anil is saying all this can be done in Excel. So Anil, I don't think so you'll be able to do such interactivity in Excel. I don't think so you'll be able to change your graph interactively in Excel. You'll not be able to, do multiple things in Excel. This feature will not be available in Excel for that matter. So I have loaded a data source which is called Superstore data source. So I'll take few questions before I go. So there are people who are saying, so is there any prerequisite to learn this course? Any specific background? Nothing. You should know bit simple English and maybe a basic Excel, right? So all this can be done in Excel. I replied to that. Can anybody learn this tool? Anybody can learn this tool, and within 3 weeks you can be an expert in this. How is Tableau compared to Power BI? Tableau is the market leader right now. Please Please throw some light on in-memory data and caching memory in memory of Tableau. It uses all the kind of, it's an in-memory data, so it's very, very fast. Can we do such thing with MATLAB? No, MATLAB is not a visualization software. It's more of a statistical mathematical computation, right? How to compare present value with 30 days prior and 50 days prior? Is there any specific function? Okay, Raghavendra showed you. You can drop that and do it last 25 days, last 50 days, last 60 days, and so on and so forth. So MTD does it last 30 days, and you can specify the number of days also. How much data can be processed depending upon your computer and server? It supports big data also. Can we use Tableau for comparing algorithm while writing journal papers? Yes, a lot of people do use that. Even I've done that. Is Tableau Server optional? Yes, it's optional. Does any statistical analysis? Yes, it does statistical analysis. I'll try showing one. I'm not sure that on this database I'll be able to do it or not, but I'll try to show you one. Can we create joins of tables? Yes, you can create joins of table. You can write SQL queries directly and you can create joins of table. How do you do that? I'll show it to you. So two things I'll be showing, some statistical thing and some joins. How to find a job without any experience in system? Practice, practice, practice and start applying. You'll be able to do it. Okay. Any difference between Tableau, QuickView, R and MNSPy? R is a statistical tool. Tableau is a very high-end data visualization along with some statistical computation facilities. So I guess I've answered most of your questions right now. So, right, I have answered. If you think that I have not answered few, you can repost your questions, please. Right? Okay. So there are a lot of other things you can do. For example, if I do not want this data, for example, I don't like this. I think this is an wrong data, or this is, this is not the thing I should include. I'll just go and exclude. So this gets removed, but I'll not do it right now. So I'll keep it as it. You can remove any data point here. Now someone was asking me, can I do some kind of forecasting? So let's see. Show forecast. Oh, does it shows forecast? Let's see. So this is my thing. Does it shows forecast? Oh yes, is it showing forecast? So here I'm able to see forecast. So I'll go to forecast option and see, okay, so what are the models? So how many, what exactly 1 year? You can choose. We will talk about all this later when we take the class. You can forecast model without seasonality. With seasonality, you can customize. Do you want a trend model, a seasonal model, or something like that? So I can forecast my data here directly. You can see what kind of forecast it is. So describe forecast. So it will directly click on describe forecast. Yes. So it is showing me the forecast. So plus minus. So this is the details of this forecast. You can. So what is the initial value? What is the seasonality, and so on and so forth. So we can do it better. So if I remove one element, and so you can do a lot of things with here, a lot of computation here. So it can show you forecast. Let me show you something else. Let me show you something called, so I'll try to go here and trend lines. Okay, sorry. No, I already have a forecasting done, so I have to remove this forecasting first. So I'll remove this forecast indicator. Okay, now I'll try to do a trend line also. Let's see. I guess it will not show a trend line because I have the dates are not arranged properly, and I have to, okay, I'll try to do this. So I'll do it monthly, right? So there are a few things which we have to keep in mind while we're doing it. So I guess my trend line is here. So trend line is here, no forecast, and so let me see. Yeah. So I can have a look at my trend line. If you break it further, you should see the trend line in a better way, and so on and so forth. So this will help you to give a trend line. You can change the way the trend line is shown. So I'll go click here and edit trend line. I can make it exponential. I'll make it logarithm and a confidence band also. So this is I get a logarithm and confidence band. I think this is dirtying my data set. So I go here, and you can delete this one column and redo it. So there are a lot of things you can do here. Ordered scatter. So this is a plot here, and this is my dashboard. So what I can do is my dashboard, I can take orders scattered here, profit and sales trend here, what else? Profit by state here, and do something interesting. Let's see what I can do. So I can say, well, use this use as filter. And what I'll do is I'll do something more. So yes, so I go to my dashboard and say whenever I click here, so what happened? So this is only showing it the data for this particular state, New York. Now it's only for New York, nothing else, right? Right, let me see. Let me do one more thing. Let me do. So I take all, I remove all, and I do Egypt. So my every data set would now change. Egypt is a small country. Let me take India. So I took India. So now all the data set would change only for India. So it would. So all the data set has changed only pertaining to India. So if I want somewhere in Gujarat, I don't know which city it is here. So all the data again changed for, say, that place in Gujarat, and so on and so forth. Again, I can do it here also. So I want it, so use this filter. I want it for a particular date. So I want only for this data point, I want to see how does things happen. So when you click here, everything else changes, right? So again, so there's a lot of options you can do. Same goes for here. You can say, okay, let me do this also for you. Use as filter. I find this outlier kind of thing. So what is this? Let me check. So I click here. So there's no map coming because I have to do all. Okay, this is from Brazil. So this is one place which is giving me Brazil. It was on 21st of the month, and that was my profit. Now let me try to do something else. Let me also see the most loss making place. Looks here. So which is that city which is giving me pain? So the data is not available properly. So let me do some. Okay. Let me see this data, which is that one data. Again, the data is not available properly. The cities may not have been mapped against that order. So this again is Brazil. So you can take up any data point and check. So this is Argentina, and the order dates keep changing, and so on and so forth, right? Okay. So that is one part of the discussion we completed. So we saw trend analysis, and we saw map, we saw trend, and we saw trend. The second one we'll go for is venture financing. So these are the variables which we have. So there's a venture financing case study we are taking. So where you have date, you have sector, you have type, year of date, average amount, funding amount, and number of deals. So I have the date of the financed when I was given the money. Which sector was it? Biotechnology, e-commerce, retail. What type of money it was? It was the first set of money, the second set of money, the final set of money, or so on and so forth. Year, average size, funding amount, and number of deals. So what I did, I tried to create a dashboard which looked something like this. Oh, sorry, this. Let's see. What is this I'm trying to create? Anybody? So what I'm trying to understand from this dashboard. So can somebody help me with this? Anybody? What I'm trying to gain from this? Yes. Where to invest? That is a nice answer. What else? Yes, risk, high and low financing, right? ROI from startup, right? Which sector get a lot of money? Right. Let me see something more interesting. So I'll do is I'll open the actual Tableau files. This is second file here. Where not to invest? Very interesting. Let's see. So I'll show you the data set again for your. So please, picture this data. This is a very small data set for all those who told that how big should the data, it's a very small data set, and we'll try to play with it. And we'll come here. So what I did is I tried finding out, so I took year on my one axis. The color represent the group. So what are the group? Biotech, hardware, industry, software. So these are the groups. So I want to see the group properly. So, okay. So are you able to see the group on the side? No. Right. So these are, so if you can see here, I'll just pull it. So these are my groups, biotech. How does the color represent which group or which sector did I invest my money in? Okay. Okay. The size represent number of deals, not the amount of deals. How many deals? So it will tell me how many deals, right? Okay. And the trend. So the trend is financing amount. So this is the amount. So my one axis gives me the amount of money. The color gives me the sector I invested in, and the thickness of the line tells me the number of deals, right? So the number of deal is 2,199. Average funding amount is $1 billion, and gives me the year, right? So what can I play with it? Can I do something more with it? So I double. So just a second, right? So what I do is I try double clicking here and see what happens. So will I be able to do something with this? Can I go forward with it? Let's see. So if I click on here, it will break into quarters and so, but this is not my aim right now. So this is one simple graph showing me 3 to 4 information: amount funded, which sector, and number of deals. That is one thing. So what I did, I changed this a bit. So I made year on one axis. I made the funding amount on one axis. I made it an area chart, right? Similar thing. Now what I did, I gave it a pattern, or basically I created a band wherein I say that this is my .com bubble era. So during .com bubble, where the sector which got maximum funding. So, and I annotated all this, right? So these are annotations. This is one band I created, and it says from quarter 1 1998 to quarter 4 1999 was your .com bubble. So you see there's a steep rise in the amount of funding, or the funding amount, and there's a fall because the .com bubble bursted here, and there's a steep fall here, and then it fizzled out and so on and so forth, right? The third sheet shows me something interesting. The third sheet shows that with number of deal increasing, does the funding size increase? Yes. So for few sectors like others, for software, with number of deal increasing, the funding amount increased also. But for few sectors, like say this the blue one, it does not impact more. So with number of deal increasing, what has been my funding amount? And I made a simple dashboard. So this dashboard shows me a lot of things. So this gives me a lot of idea. And this is highly interactive. So how this is interactive, we'll just see. Okay. So I have my color here, which is which sectors you're talking about. I have the number of deals here, which talks about thickness. So this will tell me the line, it represents my line chart. It shows me how my bubble chart talks about. You see, I'm seeing almost all kind of money right now. First sequence, second sequence. You can choose any. I can only take first sequence and see how the market changes. You can take year. So you have the option of talking on year. So what happened here? Let's see. So there's something happening here. So what I'm changing the year. So the moment I'm changing the year, everything is changing. So it's showing me annual data, right? Right. So we'll try to see something more. So this is all. So I'll try to play with it right now. Let's see how can we play with it right now. These are the sector. If you want to see a particular sector, you can choose one particular sector. So for example, I am only interested in biotech. So this is how biotech behaves. So the fall was very less, but let me talk about, let me see something called software. So do I have software? Yes, I have software. So when I clicked on software, it's only for software, right? So that is, and again, I told you can change your date. So I want to see software for a particular period and so on and so forth. You can do all this, right? Okay, so I was planning something interesting. Let me see if I have it here. Right, I have it here. So I take date and do something. I take date and put it in pages. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, so this is automatic. This is an animation going on. This is a trend animation going on, right? So for example, let it reach somewhere, then I'll try to show something more. Right. So I don't want for all, I just want to see software. How does this behave? So what I want, I will make it a bit fast, and I want to see how does software trends. So this is how software trend. So this is a proper animation which you can have. So this is a back animation, and you can drop trend lines and everything else. So that is one additional thing which I wanted to show you here, right? So that's the second data, second Tableau file which I wanted to show. Now I'll close couple of Tableau file, because otherwise the system will go slow. Okay, I'll not save anything. Right. So that was for my venture capital thing, and this is my venture capital dashboard. Now there are a few questions which I would like to take up before moving forward. I'll take questions fast. Okay. Okay, so their questions are, Naveen have asked some question. Naveen, I have not got your questions till now. So you have to type again. Okay. So Naveen okay. Right. So is Tableau open source? No, it's not open source. How can we use it for workload analysis? That we can talk in the class. Tableau versus SAS. Yes, Tableau can integrate SAS also. You can import SAS thing directly in Tableau. Tableau is when it comes to BI tool, Tableau is number one. Right? Okay. Okay. Anything else which I think when is this demo scheduled to end? So it will end in next couple of minutes. Yes, there'll be recording, and so let me move a bit faster because so we have couple of minutes. I may have to extend this, right? So this is one more chart what I wanted to show, trend analysis versus. So I did a unemployment thing, total population, unemployed population, and workforce, change in population over time, change in unemployment rate over time, and so on and so forth. So this is an extension of the last chart. This is one again. So profit deviation. So why I wanted to show this actually, that in Tableau you can directly calculate something called, so you can Tableau and directly calculate something called calculated fields. You can create variables here and do calculation and post it on the Tableau. So that is once I wanted to show you. So I go to deviation, right? So I've created a variable which is called, just a second, I'll just show it to you. Right. So I've created a variable on the fly which is called profit deviation. So this is a formula which I've used. Total profit minus budget profit by sum of profit would give me profit deviation. Similarly, I've created one more variable, profit minus budget profit, to give me profit deviation, total deviation, and I've used this two to make this chart. So what I wanted to show here was you can create direct variables here and do it. So how do you do it? Simple. Create calculated field, and do your calculations here, and you can do as advanced as thing possible. You can even write R codes here directly and push your output here. So this was the reason I wanted to show this chart to you. This is again trend analysis, multiple trend analysis at one go. So it gives me moving average, running sum of sales, and moving average. So that is one again thing which I wanted to show. Okay, so there's one crime data set which I wanted to show it to you, and then so I'll do it fast bit. So this is a Chicago crime database freely available on net. I took that database and tried to understand which areas of Chicago shows which kind of crime, and so on and so and one more. So this is the trend of crime which I'll trying to show. So here I'm trying to see the kind of crime. So I'll just so I'll keep one. I'll remove one, and these are very heavy Excel sheet. So this is again showing me the types of crime. So this does not make sense. So I'll put it at color. So it shows me by color which all areas have which kind of crime. So assault is very high. So what I'll try to do, I'll remove assault once and see what happens. So it's okay. And what you can do is I can click on couple of these, and so I can click on say top 5, and it's like, okay, these are high, so I can group them together. So I find that, okay, these are one kind of crime, these are not two kind of crime, so club them together. So maybe type 1 crime or type 2 crime, and so on and so forth. So I have clubbed them together. So again, you can do one. So I'll try to club one more set. So you can again club them together. So I'll try to club say few more. So again group. You can do it on based on logic. We'll take this data set in details in our class and try to understand what we are trying to do. I'm just trying to show what all are possible here. So these are the things which you can do in Tableau. I wanted to show you I wanted to show you Node Excel also. So this Node Excel is basically more of a networking stuff where you can play around. This is an Enron database. Basically, when Enron scandal happened, who emailed whom, and we wanted to find out. So this, you see this red lines when I'm going forward. So who emailed whom, and we'll try to find out who are the main culprit in the Enron scandal. So this was an email which we can use, and a lot of things. So you can change the way it looks, and a lot of things which you can do. We can change the thickness, we can change the size, we can change the color to represent various things. We can understand, we can import our Facebook information here directly. So I can go to my Node Excel here and import my Facebook data. So I can import my Twitter, YouTube, Flickr, Facebook, and even LinkedIn data out here, and make network charts. Understand who are the key people in my network, how is my network broken into different pieces. I can cluster them, I can group them. So you can group them together based on cluster, motif, vertex attribute. You can change the edge weight, size. There are a lot of things which you can do. So the time is running, so there are a lot of questions today, so I'm not able to show everything to you. So you can do a lot of stuff here, and we'll take this as my last 2 sessions in my class. So now what I'll do is I'll quickly take you across what we'll cover in the module if you choose to enroll for this course. The first module talk about introduction to data visualization, what all you should do and what all you should not do. The second will talk about basic visualization. Now basic would not be very basic, it will be a bit advanced basic. Third module will be advanced visualization, wherein we'll try to calculated fields, maps, animations, drill in, drill down, use filters, global filters, different type of dashboarding. Fourth would be conditional formatting and scripting. What if, if then condition, window condition, moving averages, calculated fields, and so on and so forth. Fifth is dashboard integration, bringing everything together would be one part. Sixth would be network diagrams in Node Excel, which I just tried showing it to you. Module 7 would be advanced topics. We'll take up how to integrate R and do some clustering, principal component analysis, and factor analysis using Tableau. Topic 8 would talk about forecasting, trend analysis, and much more administrative level work in Tableau. So this would be by and large what we'll try to cover. So anybody question? So I'll take the questions now. All right. So that would be all from my end. I'm here online for a couple of minutes next, so you can ask questions. Where do you find simple data for Tableau Public? Do you have any specific pointer where we can use data? And you can use any data. So you write free data sources and you get everything. SQL example. So someone was asking SQL example. I tried showing you the SQL example. You can just write SQL query in the box, and that would be again covered in my more advanced session. So there's no max size which Tableau can manage. It depends upon your, it's a BI tool. Depend upon your processor. It can do as big as big data. Job market in Tableau is very high. If you go to Naukri and write Tableau as a skill set, you can get a lot of things. What is the course fees? I exactly do not remember the course fees. So this link would take you to the page, and you can talk about the course fees. I'll ask somebody from the Edureka department to help you. How will it will perform as it will be very, very fast. So thing is, you can, so I'll tell you how can you do is, if you have your college ID card, you can, or if you're a student, you can get an extension up to 1 year. Yes, there would be a recording of this. There's no limitations for Tableau as such. Okay. Yes, we'll have documentations on this. We'll have PPTs. There's a lot of difference between Tableau desktop and server. So that would be there. We'll talk about this in the class. Possibility of data mining. Yes, I told about factor analysis, clustering will do. No need of any book. We'll give you links for the readings, and I'll give you notes on that. Yes, you can do Teradata also. You can do all kind of data source. All kind of data source. Anything else? Let me scroll. 90% is most of the organizations are moving towards Tableau right now. Tableau is much better than Quick View. I should not answer all this. It will look more like a promotions. So let me not compare this. Yes, but so yes, it supports everything. It possibly supports everything. Yes. Why, Sri Krishna, what is the difference between Tableau Desktop? Tableau Desktop is for developers, server is for an enterprise level, where you want to publish your dashboard to your department people and so on and so forth. SAS is not a BI tool. SAS is more of an analytics tool. When is the course starting? I guess this link would tell you when is the course starting. Yes, you can. Can we use it for web? You can use it. Yeah, depend upon. See, you can integrate your Tableau with any CRM, and you can use it for web also. Yes, you can do that. Shrikant, the thing which you're asking is possible. Right. So you can get an extension of Tableau, say what I call it, Tableau license. Trial version by. Oh, this was asking something. Sorry, just a second. See, when I teach Tableau, I'll not be teaching Tableau centric. I'll be teaching you visualization. So if this is using Tableau. Whenever I teach you something, you can implement in any BI tool. Any BI tool. That's not a problem at all. Right? So yes, here is the page for registration. So it starts 7th March. It will be for 4 weeks. The pricing is given. The course timing is given, and so on and so forth. So. And it will be very, very interesting. Take my word for it. You will enjoy it. Okay, so Raghavendra, I'm a data scientist. So I have 8 years experience in data science. I know I know Tableau, I know machine learning, I know forecasting, I know advanced predictive modeling, and a lot more. So how can we check distribution using Tableau? Kashish, I did not get you. So if you can be please a bit more precise. Do we get access to all 4 weeks? How many classes per week? 2 classes on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. So what kind of scripting? Tableau, what I meant by scripting was writing simple codes and queries and functions in Tableau. My name is Shrey Agarwal. Thank you, Manish. There are certificate course available in Tableau. Tableau you can earn certification. So this module or this entire course would help you to even clear the examination. We cover every possible thing which would be the certificate plus extra. Distribution type of graph software. I guess I showed it in one of my dashboard. If not, that's a part of the course again. Both. Rama, they will have access to both. Sai, yes, NoSQL, MongoDB, everything. Early bird classes is available. I guess it is. Yes, it is. You know, I'm not an expert in sales and things, so please do ask this from the Edureka people. I guess some of them are online there, so I would request few of Edureka people to please help them with the queries which they are asking me about course fees and everything else. See, you can write business logic in SQL and directly put it in Tableau. Okay, why? What I did not explain was dashboard. Dashboard was that one board in which I collated multiple graphs, and when I was clicking one of this state, the other graphs was also changing. So that was dashboard. Yes, it will be more about data visualization and just not Tableau training. Tableau will use Tableau to understand data visualization. Perfect. Because we'll also do network analysis also. So there are a lot of other courses which will be running soon. So I'll be taking those courses. You'll come to know about that also. 2 quarter 1 plus quarter 1 versus quarter 2. You duplicate the date duplicate the date variable. Take it on both. Drag both the variable in one place and compare. So Q1 versus Q2 and sales. So network analysis is more of, so if you can see I'll just network analysis is more of finding out eigenvectors, centrality, betweenness, all these things. So these are more technical, which will take 2 classes for me to understand. So these are network analysis. So any companies using Tableau, take a name, everything, American Express, Airtel, everything, most of them are using Tableau. You can go to Tableau website, check on client list. Most of them, a lot of them, lot of them. No prerequisite. Right. So I guess this would be all for the day. Wish you all a very happy career and wish to see you all in my class. Yes, there are a lot of jobs. Don't worry. Jobs are based on your skill sets, not on Tableau. So there are a lot of jobs in data analytics. Right. So if you have questions, you can actually post them using Edureka people, and it will come down to me, and I'll answer using email. Right. It was nice meeting you guys. Have nice dinner, sleep tight, and enjoy your day. Thank you guys. Bye bye.